สวัสดีค่ะวันสอนเครือหง and you're watching Morning Thailand
With me, Tanan Napat. Of course, is the morning of Thursday, October the 17th, 2013. First of all, have to congratulate all the survivors out there who made it through yesterday because it was quite a chaotic day. I'm talking about a lot of accident, flooding that followed the heavy downpours throughout yesterday. Gotta say the traffic was really bad.
we were lucky because we finished early so than other people that means that it takes us a little less time because we were caught during the time in the traffic however the people that actually came out afterward for
And it was the
example
rush
like maybe
hour.
exactly and they said that some of them took about like 1 hour hour and a half or even 2 hours to get anywhere plus the water levels keep rising too.
Yes.
So Bangkok is not exactly, an ideal place yesterday, plus other part of the country as well.
course.
However, giving you updates, another unfortunate incident yesterday, there has been a report, you probably have heard of it already, the Lao Airlines. The plane has been crashed into Mekong River. Unfortunately, they believe that all the passengers, as well as the crew members, all 49 of them, probably at this point presumably dead because they cannot find any survivors and this is in part due to the fact that yesterday the typhoon Nari they believed is one of the reason why this particular plane could not make a safe landing. And giving you updates here, this is flight QV 301. They say that 44 passengers and including 5 crew members actually left Vientiane to Pak Se of Laos on October 16th yesterday, leaving the airport at 2:45 p.m. local time and expected to arrive at Pak Se airport at about 3:55 p.m. However, they said that while they were preparing for landing at Pak Se airport, the aircraft ran into extreme bad weather conditions and was reportedly crashed into Mekong River. Like I said, unfortunately, they could not find any survivor and all presumably dead by this point. And the airlines itself, Lao Airlines, has came out and has posted an apology letter on their Facebook. Plus, they say that they are doing their best to investigate the cause of this particular crash and hope to disclose the findings by today. And once again, they would like to express all the sympathies toward all the passengers as well as the family members of the crew members as well as the passenger that caught into this. They say that the foreigners on this particular plane were actually 10 from 10 different countries. And for Thai, they say that there are 5 Thai passengers on the plane at the time. And they say that this includes 7 from France and many from 2 from Vietnam and several others from Malaysia and Myanmar as well. So it seems like at this point Nari is not being kind to anyone and in terms of aviation we have to be extremely careful at this point and I think all the airlines will have to take a little bit more precaution. Obviously this one is a small plane as well so that could be one of the problem that create this particular incident because it probably would not be able to withstand the condition that much. It's a ATR 72 French-Italian manufactured twin-engine plane and this is commonly used by the airlines within the region.
According to the reports, 2 of the 5 Thai people who got killed, probably got killed in this incident, are 2 employees of the PTT company who were on the trip to Laos for the work project.
Right, the engineers and such. All right.
So condolences to families of the victims. Moving on to another story. There's an interesting move at the National Police Bureau headquarters yesterday, Kun Gov. during the times that police are now, the public is keeping a close watch on police officers. We've seen a lot of video clips recording policemen breaking the rules, receiving bribes, and abusing their powers.
That's true.
That seems to be taking a toll on the police officers' mentality. That a recent report revealed that during the recent years, police suicide rate is higher
Really?
than that of normal people.
Wow.
We couldn't believe that policemen would commit suicide. We haven't seen
Well, it is a
much.
stressful job, plus they're
Yes.
more closely watched. And that's the thing, I believe that most often time, those that took their own lives are the ones that got frustrated for something that they did not do. And somebody else did it and they were tarnished by the stereotyping.
Yeah, and
Right,
saying
tough
that
life.
the agency has tracked down police suicide rate from the year 2008 to 2013, and they found an average of 29 policemen had committed suicide yearly. And in this year alone, 2013, 31 policemen had took their own lives, and that is 2 times higher than normal people. Reports stated the police suicide rate have been associated with personal affairs, health problems, death, or work-related matter, and also that mental problem as well. So Police Major General Piya Utayo, the National Police Bureau spokesperson, yesterday he cited the pressure that might be another cause. Therefore, the agency has implemented certain measures to prevent such tragedy from happening. They have ordered the superiors to closely monitor their subordinates and talk to them regularly, not just about work, but also about the personal matter as well. And moreover, they will be holding a workshop or a counseling service for police officers nationwide, and also a workshop for them to instruct them on what to do when they found any colleague or any people trying to commit suicide.
Right.
So that would be another important step to improve the quality of police officers, I would say that.
We never really think about the side effect that the situation has done to a lot of
Yes.
police officers. Like I said, yes, there are quite a bit of corruptions. We have to admit that it is there. I'm not going to say that it's not there, and it's quite visible here in Thailand. However, it's also stereotyping
Yes.
for a lot of police officers who might have done very well for themselves, trying to uphold justice and such, and were part of the stereotype.
Yes, you're right. Stereotyping.
Stereotyping is never good for anyone, and that's created a lot of problems in other parts in terms of genders, race, haters, and such. So obviously, yeah, we never thought about that, but give them a break. If you see them, just make sure that it's go on individual basis instead of stereotyping. That would be better. Now, moving on to another incident. This is probably kind of related because it's on a justice system. However, instead of focusing on the police officer, this one is focusing on the prisoners, the inmates instead. Apparently, yesterday, Kun Chai Kasem Niti Siri, the justice minister, has came out and talked about having a budget for 42 more prisons, because apparently we do have a lot of prisoners that required more space, which is not good really to think about it, because apparently instead of living at home, you decided to join the other side of the system. Now they say that at this point, there has been a talk about 42 prisons altogether that were supposed to be erected in with 30 billion baht budget.
Across the country, right?
Across the country. And they say that they will also have a measures in terms of trying to release or at least give a probation to the inmates who has already served 2/3 of their sentence, or the inmates who super old already, in order to actually make some space, which is probably not good if you're gonna release them out just due to the space problem
But that
alone.
happened in Italy.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
because Italy is one of the countries that have faced a problem of prison crowding as well. There have not enough prisons for all the inmates.
Right.
So they have
And
to
they do have a lot of
share the
mafia,
cells
right?
and
Like
release. Yes, of course.
The
They have to
Godfather and
release
such.
those
Right.
who are owed.
Okay, so another incident though, they say that the measure that they would try to do as well is try to have, they call it supermax prison, probably like extreme maximum security kind of prison, and this will be catered toward a very high profile inmates that have done something that probably a little bit more harsher, a lot harsher than a lot of people. So maybe murderer or the drug dealers and such. At this point, they say that they have to have a little bit more clear regulation in terms of differentiate or separate these type of inmates. So this way, the people that might be doing fraud and such would not be included in this particular category, and that means that they might not require to be in that particular type of prison in terms of maximum security. So that way, they will try to, at least make some more space. But they already talk about 42 more prisons already, and they say that a lot of inmates are becoming a lot more clever than they used to. For example, in the Khao Bin prison in Ratburi province, there has been a report of several cell phones thrown over the wall
Oh.
for the prison. The cell phones, smartphones is as high as 100,000 baht per phone in prison. And they say that in Klong Pai prison of Nakhon Ratchasima province, there also a use of one of those airplane model to carry over the cell phone.
Oh.
So they say that they will have to have a measures in terms of for all the officers that work in the prison as well.